All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is JR Spear. I'm the founder and owner of Business Leaders Network, where our mission is to build a community of emotionally intelligent servant leaders. And we do so through education, visibility, and community. And we love bringing together our other small business owners to find what they are doing to make an impact in the world. And today we have a bunch of guests on here where we are able to share the impact that they're making and the difference. And I would love for all you listeners out there to take time, listen to what they say, and if it makes sense, make sure you connect with them. So welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna start with Mr. Fritz since he's a veteran to our roundtables, and same thing with Mr. Phillip. But Mr. Fritz, why don't you share more about who you are, what you do, and the impact that you're making?
Hey, sure thing. So my name is Michael Fruge, aka Fritz. And before the recording started, JR was saying, as a business owner, he attracts a lot of women into his life. Well, my wife Charlotte and I have been married almost 20 years. We have four daughters, ages 10, 12, 15, and 16. So we're manufacturing women, I guess, but that's not what I do for business. So I run Podcastify Me, and I generate an extra 100K for seasoned entrepreneurs through strategic podcast guesting. The biggest impact that I have on people is making really sticky connections. I got away from just making media kits and flinging it and seeing what works. It's like, how do we now use AI to generate a custom pitch based on what we know about the guest, what we know about the host show? What would be the best fit so that both people say, heck yes, and they get signed up? And it feels great because I get to bring my whole brain to work every single day. It's amazeballs. So I love having an impact on people around me, making sure that I'm networking effectively and efficiently. And I'm not going to stop doing it until they throw dirt on me. So that's a little bit about me. Who's the next person?
Yeah, very cool. And you are really good at doing what?
I'm really good at making the kind of connections that people say, I think I want to stay in that person's network. I'd go bowling with that person. They're invited to the cookout because that's where winning is done. That's how business happens. If you just talk with people and it's like, cool story, bro. Never going to talk to you again. Thanks for the platform. Your business is not going to work. It's going to stall. So,
Yeah, one thing he's not sharing, I was hoping to prompt him at it, but he is good at helping people be able to leverage podcasting to turn that into revenue. And so, if you guys want to know how to do podcasting, he's the guy for that too. So, connections is another great piece. But love that, Fritz. Thank you so much for being here. Tanya, same question for you. Share more about who you are, what you do, and the impact that you make.
All right, I'm Tanya Lehmann, the Speaking Confidence Coach. I work with introverts, quiet people who are tired of not being heard to gain the skills and the confidence to speak up for personal growth and professional impact. If you are one of those people who work on a group project and let someone else present, I can help you out. If you're one of the people who has a great idea but then tells it to your coworker or your supervisor and lets them present it, and they get the credit for it, I can help you out. If you are someone who maybe have a weekly all call or a quarterly presentation that you have to make, and it just terrifies you, it's worse than spiders, worse than heights, worse than flying, worse than snakes, public speaking terrifies you, I can help you.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Tanya. Jim, I'm going to move over to you. Share more about who you are, what you do, and the impact you're making.
Yeah, very good. As far as the production of children, it's the male side over here, Fritz. So I'm countering there.
we
I've
can't
got
Hey,
help
I
each
just
other
had
at
my
all.
fifth child, and I got four boys and a girl, so it's like boy, boy, girl, boy, boy. So
you're ahead. Yeah, you're ahead of me there. I've just got the two adult boys, so 20 and 23.
oh,
I've been
nice.
married 26 years. I started off as a firefighter medic in Florida and moved into the healthcare side just because of what I saw happening out in 911 calls, what was preventable. And that actually led me then into sales for fitness, and the rest is history. I just have been in sales for over 25 years. And one thing that I do, I'm a sales performance consultant, and I work Point Blank Leadership is the name of my company. I am often what's called the pre-PIP consultant who comes in. I'm like the cleaner. So I come into existing teams and I elevate those that are struggling so there isn't increased churn and we can give a human connection in an AI world. So I come in specifically for growing teams that don't have the ability or don't want to put enough time into those struggling because they're growing and we got new people coming in. So I come in to elevate, and I love doing it. So yeah, that's my secret weapon, the John Wick of sales.
I love that. Very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
Philip Britton with 1L, same story for you. Tell us more about who you are, what you do, and the impact you're making.
Well, as far as being a kid producer, I got 4 of my own. One's graduated and out of the house. I've been married 18 years. Bellevue, Washington, West Coast. And my aim is to help Christian business leaders forge unshakable confidence so that they can live their purpose. If you're someone who's built something great, but you feel like you're called to more, or you feel stuck, you can't figure out how to get to that next level. Why have things become stagnant? You're asking yourself, what is next? What does God really have for me to do? I come in and help you gain clarity of your identity, clarity and vision and purpose, and help you step into that with boldness and confidence, walking through the victory framework and understanding that you are a work in progress, that you are being built in the forge of life. And I help you identify that and set you on a confident path forward.
I love that. And if you guys are looking at that logo behind his head, tilt your head this way. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet logo. My team built that for him. It's pretty cool.
Yes, I love it. Thank you, JR.
No, every time I see it, I'm like, man, that's a sweet logo. Cool. Brian, I'm going to move on to you because it'll be too confusing to go from Philip to Philip. So we'll go to Brian, then we'll go to Philip. Why don't you share us more about who you are, what you do, and the impact you're making, man? Oh, we can't hear you.
There we go. I think we're good.
I can't hear him. All right. Well, we'll come back to you if you can work on that. We'll go to Philip, and then we'll come back to you. So, Philip Shriver? Shriver. Why don't you share more about who you are, what you do, and the impact that you make?
So, I have 5 kids, all grown, and married for I'm not sure how long, a long time. Anyway, I just sold my CPA practice that I built of over 10 million and sold it to my sons. I gifted most of it, and then started another business called PBS Business Advisors. I'm more in the advisory area right now. I've been doing this for over 40 years. And so what I do is I help privately held businesses improve profitability, strengthen cash flow, increase enterprise value, and prepare for growth, transition, or sale through experienced fractional executive or CFO leadership. That's what I do, and I'm damn good at it.
That's awesome. It's definitely needed for that. So I'm assuming you tie in the tax benefits and strategies into what you do as well?
Oh, yeah.
Advisory? Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, definitely need it. If you guys don't have an advisor for your tax benefits, man, you guys are missing out on so many big opportunities and for savings of money. So definitely believe in what
Yeah, the people that make the most money, $1 million or more, are really, so many of those folks have no idea what they can do to save hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes. They just have never heard of the techniques that are out there right now.
Yeah, we'll need you to lead an expert training call for all of us so that way we can learn. So we'll have to have that conversation because that's important.
Be glad to do it.
Cool. Brian, did you get your volume mic up?
I can hear me.
Oh, I think I heard a sound.
Better?
Yep. We just need your camera to stop moving. Why don't you tell us more about who you are, what you do, and the impact that you're making? Oh, it left us.
Better?
It keeps cutting in and out. All right. Well, I'll have you work on that. I'm going to move on to the next question, but we'll give you an opportunity to share once we get your mic working. Tanya, yes.
I guess I need to add to the scorecard. $2, 35 years of marriage.
There you go.
How many kids do we have represented here? I lost count.
I mean, if you count me, I got the most kids. I got 6, but I'm just kidding. I got 5. But that's awesome.
I was going to say, what?
Big families. We'll go to the next question. So, Philip, with Britton, why don't you share more about one of your best client success stories? Where are they at when they started with you, and what did you help them achieve?
My absolute favorite, my best, is not with a paying client, but with my own son. Went through a nasty, ugly custody battle with his mother, and I finally won full custody when he turned 16. And when I brought him home after zero contact, 4 years plus, no idea where he was at, his mother had really poisoned his mind against me. And through the victory framework that I now teach, although I didn't have that terminology at the time, it was the same principles that I used to take what he came into my life at the age of 16 after being gone for so long. He was saying things like, I hate you. I don't want anything to do with you. You're not my dad. Why can't you just leave me and my mom alone? I don't want to be here. All these kinds of horrible things. He was very angry and upset. And over a 2-year period, I sat down with him. We had countless late nights, and filled with just high emotions and frustration and tears and explanations and deep conversations. So many nights. But the victory framework that I now teach, I literally taught him and walked him through that process. I taught him how to drive, taught him how to work, taught him how to be in front of people, build relationships, get clarity of vision, get clarity of identity, work on his character, build trust, deal with wounds of the heart from old, learn how to find out the truth and seek that out, build good relationships, learn how to say yes to the right opportunities. And over a 2-year period, and through God's grace, that relationship was completely turned around. And now we have a great relationship. We're a great example. He came over, knocked on the door at 8:30 at night one night. He's since moved out. He's 21 now. And he came knocking on the door. Me and my wife looked at each other and went, what in the world? Are you expecting anybody? No, are you? And I went to the door, and here's my son. Holds out a DQ Blizzard, my favorite flavor, says, hey, Dad, just want to come hang out for a couple hours before I head back across the water. I love you. Want to spend some time with you. Like, man, that melted my heart. And to this day is my absolute favorite success story.
What a story.
That's a beautiful story. I love it. I love how you tie it to something that's more personal rather than just something that's revenue, money generated. So, because you can't beat that. So, congratulations.
Can't beat it for sure.
Love hearing that story. Brian, did you get your mic up and working?
No.
No, can't hear you. Well, Philip, the other Philip, why don't you share one of your best client success stories?
Gosh, I don't have one that I got to follow the one I just said. That was an awesome story. I don't have one like that, but I do have one. It's when I first started my practice, 40 some years ago, I ran into a company that was doing about $10 million in revenue and losing money. And they were a service business, and I came into them, and they hired me to fix their profit. And it took a couple of months to do it, but it was not that difficult. There were typical mistakes made by companies that just didn't know better. And so in the next, 2 to 3 months later, they started generating profit. And I still have that client today. And even though the owner is 80 some years old, she's a wonderful woman. And that's the story I can give you today.
It's a beautiful story. I love that. Tanya, I'm going to go to you. Why don't you share one of your best client success stories?
All right. I have A little one and a big one. Do I have time for two, or should I just tell one of them?
We'll see how fast they go. Go for it.
Okay. I was speaking at a conference, How to Speak Up. It's even for introverts. And at the end of my talk, a woman came up to me and says, okay, so I have this friend and we go walking every morning and she does all the talking. And I can never get a word in edgewise. What do I do? And the first thing I ask her is that okay? Is that the kind of friendship that you want to have? Because perhaps that is. Maybe she's just the monologuer and you're the absorber and the listener too. But really, conversation is like a gentle game of tennis. The conversation balls should go back and forth. So what I gave her, just in that little moment after my talk, next time you have something to say, but she keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. When she takes a breath, actually raise your hand and say, I'd like to say something to something you said earlier. And then train your walking partner to actually listen to what you have to say in the conversation. That's my little one. That's just something someone in the audience got and brought home. Cassandra is a pharmaceutical representative, sales, and she's fabulous at her job, gets promotion, gets promotion, gets promotion, but she doesn't have a college degree, and she feels like she is not allowed to be with the big boys at the head table. She feels like she has to be in the back. And every time that she has to work with a client, she's fine. Sales, fine. With her team, fine. But working with a superior, she had a hard time advocating for herself, bringing in new ideas. And so we worked together. First, you have to get the skills and how to speak so people want to hear you. 3 points is all you're going to make. Speak so people want to hear you. And then we would practice that enough so she had the skills down. And then through repetition together, she gained the confidence and was able to sit at the table and present and be present, being seen as somebody who can make a difference for the company.
That's beautiful. I love that. Well, thank you so much, because teaching people how to use their voice is a powerful tool. And so when people lack the confidence to be able to use their voice, it's really hard to be able to move forward. So you did a good job. It's awesome. Jim, I'm going to move over to you. Why don't you share one of your best client success stories?
Yeah. I mean, it'd be easy to kind of go with ROI and things like that, like monetary, but I'll stick with what's happening right now. I was paired with a young man through the Chamber of Commerce in the area for a mentorship. And he's 24 years old, really great young guy, but scattered in what he was doing. He's in a tough market. He's a brand new real estate agent in Florida. You know, that's a tough market. And he just didn't, he was all over the place initially. And that was in December. And now, we've been working together. We meet weekly, and it's tremendous to see what accountability does. I often tell people, especially in the world of sales, when you come in, give them what they want, so you can give them what they need. And that's the same with him. It was a matter of coming in to address his issues, but really giving him belonging and teaching ownership. And those two things together, he has just taken off quite tremendously, made some amazing contacts. And so every week, it's really a matter of him telling me about his growth, not me giving him answers, but just guiding. So I'm really big on accountability. I'd say that's the biggest one. I love seeing young people take ownership, and then they can have the reward of what they've done without it just being handed to them, if that makes sense. But that's what's on my mind right now. I meet with him tomorrow, so I've been prepared for that. But he's a success story.
That is beautiful. I love that. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And I love that a lot of you guys are coming in here and being able to share something that's more from the heart, and it's not always just about monetary gain, but what you've been able to do to help someone else and get what they want. And so that's truly a blessing, and because it really shows that you have a passion for about what you do. So that's really cool. Brian, it sounded like you had your mic working a little bit. Can you unmute yourself? I kept having to mute you because there was some feedback. I can't hear you right now because you're muted, but if you want to unmute yourself? Cool.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Well, you get the
Oh,
stage.
yay.
You get the stage, and we'll give you about 2 minutes or so. Why don't you share about what you do, and then kind of lead into a client success story?
Okay. I do a number of things. I've been a business loan broker for 15 years and did a lot better 10 years ago. The last, I would say, 2 years have been a really rough time, just in general for me. I wound up going through a rough patch and wound up being homeless for a year and a half. And while I was living basically in my van, I was doing enough loans to kind of keep afloat, and wound up having a lucky couple months, and I guess a good couple months, and did about 30 grand from October to January of last year or this year, and moved out to Florida. I would say the last few years of doing business loans, I've learned that there's other things out there. And I wound up getting into business marketing and digital marketing and making websites, and really just more for fun. And it's wound up being a pretty good moneymaker for me. And I still do business loans. It's just that's not my main focus right now. I'm still helping business owners get the leads and the customers they need. I just think that I've learned a lot about myself the last couple of years, and learned that I was a mortgage broker for 10 years before I was a business loan broker. So I've just been in finance for 25 years, and I think I got a little burnt out on the money part of everything. To me, digital marketing is more fun. So I've been trying to get that out there the last months, and been doing pretty good at it. So I've got a couple good clients with the solar industry, which is a little tough for marketing, but it's been making me some money and getting me back on my feet. And I look at it as rags to rags back to riches, which is you always learn a little bit more about money and yourself when you have hard times money wise. And I'm kind of glad I went through it. In the last couple of weeks, I actually created a children's book as well, and published it on Amazon. And it's kind of a 6-book children's book series called the Good Habits Kids. And each book is about a new story about a friend, teaches Brian how to, get good sleep and eat well and take his vitamins. And it actually is starting off really well. So I'm kind of excited about that too. So just something fun that grabbed my interest, and I've been wanting to do that for about 10 years, and I finally did it. As far as a customer success story, I've got a perfect one. I talked to a client about 2 years ago. Credit score was about 600. He was trying to buy like 10 lots in an area in Texas that he was trying to do, like build a little neighborhood for himself and sell the properties. And the guy's a dentist. And I told him, I said, you kind of need to stay in your lane and do what you're good at, but I will help you get these properties and see what we can do with your credit to get you, back into, better situation financially. And over 18 months, we got his credit score from 600 to 820. We got him over $250,000 in funding, and we did buy the lots, but they dropped like a rock as far as value. He bought them for about 800 grand, and they're worth about 175 now. So wasn't great success there, but we got his credit going, and we got him the money he needed to keep his business going and keep his practice alive. So he's doing well now. So
that's cool.
And I'm doing better. So
yeah, I love the story where you were just resilient to be able.
A good year.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a great story of resilience, and so that's a powerful story to be able to share with everyone, saying, "Hey, you know what? Even though I was broken, you didn't give up and you kept pivoting." And so that's really cool. And how you were able to support another individual, be able to overcome it. And that's no joke, going from 600 to 820 a credit score in 6 months. That's awesome. So congratulations.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Fritz. Yeah, I'm gonna move on to Mr. Fritz right now. So why don't you share more about what is one of your best client success stories that you can share?
Sure. So a lot of times when I kick off a new relationship, the first thing I do foundationally is I'll ask them, tell me about your offer. And 9 times out of 10, the reason why people don't succeed at being a podcast guest that generates business, it actually comes from them not having a solid offer. And if I ask that question, they start going, okay, well, if they got their hands up like this, I know that they're not really solid on their offer. There's something unclear somewhere, and their brain doesn't actually believe in what they're selling. So I say, all right, let's dig into your offer. Is it resonant? Does it really resonate well with who you are as a person? Every day you get up, if you're not excited about selling your thingy, you need to change the thingy, okay? Make sure it's in alignment and it's resonant. Make sure that it's holistic. If it solves a symptom as opposed to the actual problem that you know in your bones that people have when they come to you, you're just putting a band-aid on a bullet wound. Okay. It's like going to the doctor for a headache and then it's like, yeah, here's some painkiller. Take 2 of these and call me in the morning. But you've actually got a brain tumor, bro, it's not going to help. Okay. It's got to be holistic, solve the actual problem. And then it's got to be clear. If someone were to sit down with you at a Panera and say, listen, I'm going to buy the coffee, I'll buy the bear claw. Can you just tell me how you do the thing you do? You should be able to go step by step, ding, 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 and explain it without any breaks, without any, but just one more thing, like Columbo, right? You should be able to cleanly go through and explain that. And without fail, when I dig in, and I ask questions and I get them aligned, people will have a realization. They'll realize, holy gee whiz, I have been trying to sell the wrong thing this whole time. No wonder business is kind of, spitting, sparting, stuttering and stuff. I got to make sure I'm selling the right offer. And then their brain kicks in. Now that it understands this is what we're doing, we can totally do that. It will move heaven and earth to make that happen. And then you start guesting on podcasts, it works a heck of a lot better. So it's kind of a perennial success story because a lot of the reasons why guesting doesn't work for people, it's not that they're not getting on the right shows. Like, I got to get on shows that have at least 100,000 downloads. I got to get on the top. I got to get on the Joe Rogan podcast. No, you just have to make sure that the thing that you want to sell is resonating so hard with you that you can't move fast enough. It's like you can't get out of your own way fast enough. And it is such an amazing feeling. I felt it so many times myself. I'm like, it's addictive. I gotta get this feeling out for other people. So that's my success story.
I love that. Very cool. Well, thanks so much for sharing. And while you're have the mic, why don't you share more about how people can get in touch with you?
Yeah, sure. Best way is to join my weekly huddle. So the website is podcastify.me/huddle. We meet on Mondays at 11 a.m. Central and we hang out for an hour. We're not just hanging out though. I mean, we're business owners that really want to learn how to guest on podcasts and make money doing it. Okay. There is a fair amount of networking. We have a couple breakout sessions, but I personally share really powerful strategies on how to get the right mindset, how to make sure you got the right process in place. You're going to learn something that you didn't know. You're going to meet some people you didn't know. If you're thinking about coming, be a lot cooler if you did. Sign up. It's free. Come as often as you want. We'd love to have you.
Cool. Philip Shriver, why don't you share more about how people can get in touch with you?
Well, I would say go to my email address is phil@shriver.cpa. Or go to my website, which is pbsfamilybusinessadvisors.com.
Cool. Love that. And Philip Britton, where's the best place for someone to get in touch with you?
iwantvictory.com.
All right. And Jim Horning?
Well, it's the website everybody's going to be using, jimhorning.com. So yeah, please reach out. Love to connect with you guys.
Thank you. And Tanya, where's the best place?
TanyaTalks.com.
Very cool. And Brian, did you have somewhere you want to send people to?
Yeah, surebusinessmarketing.com.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for everyone jumping on here today and be able to share a little bit more story. So everyone out there, if you were listening to our story and our roundtable today, and you found something that resonates with you that you want to be able to connect with someone, please start that conversation, or you can drop a comment below BLN Impact below this video. Wherever you see it, make sure you tag me, JR Spear, and I'll make sure I get you in touch with whoever it is that you want to get in touch with. If you'd like to be a guest on one of our business roundtables, I would love to connect with you. Make sure you drop a comment below, BLN Impact, and I will make sure I give you the information that you need to start the conversation and for you to apply to be a guest on one of our roundtables. And if you like to connect with other entrepreneurs, we definitely have our community, and you can go to blncommunity.com. So thank you so much for being here today. I hope this was beneficial to all of you guys and all you listeners out there. And until next time, Semper Fi.